All right, let's just get right into it because we've all been here. You find some shiny new productivity system, an app, a fancy journal, you name it. And for like 2 weeks, you feel unstoppable. You think, this is it. I finally figured it out. And then, well, life happens.
You miss a day, then 2. The system starts to feel like a mess, and before you know it, you've just stopped. And you're right back where you started, totally surrounded by a storm of sticky notes and that rising feeling of panic. It's this exhausting, frustrating cycle.
So what are we all getting wrong?
It's actually really simple. Most of these systems are designed for a person who doesn't exist. They're built for someone who has perfect discipline, endless energy, and a life with absolutely zero interruptions. In other words, they aren't built for a real human being.
And this whole thing creates what I call the productivity trap. We get sold this fantasy that we're going to become this perfectly organized machine, but reality always comes knocking.
So here's the core of the problem. The fantasy is that you'll meticulously update this complex system every single day. But the reality, the minute things get chaotic, the exact moment you need a system the most, that's when you drop it. And then you end up feeling guilty, blaming yourself for not being disciplined enough.
So we have to completely flip that script. The goal isn't to find a system that works when you're feeling amazing and on top of your game. The real goal is to build a system that supports you on your absolute worst day, when you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and your brain just isn't cooperating.
And I really want this to sink in. If you have ever struggled to stick with a productivity system, listen to me. It's not you. It's the system. Your willpower isn't the problem. The system was never designed for the messiness of a real life in the first place. So to build something that actually works and lasts, we need a new set of principles. I call it the simple framework, and it's all about creating a system that's tough, flexible, and genuinely useful when things get crazy.
Okay, first up is S, and this one is absolutely non-negotiable. Stupid, simple. Your system should require almost no mental energy to use. Seriously, if you can't explain how it works to a friend in under 2 minutes, it's already too complicated. It's already failed.
And out of that simplicity, you get clarity. That brings us to I, immediately actionable. When you look at your to-do list, you should know what to do next in like 30 seconds, max. No decoding, no head scratching. That's how you shut down procrastination before it even gets its shoes on.
Now for the real stress test. M, maintainable when overwhelmed. Does your system actually come to the rescue when your brain feels like scrambled eggs? If it only functions when you're calm and focused, it's not a system, it's just a fair weather friend.
Which leads us right to P, personally aligned. You have to stop fighting your own brain. If you're a visual thinker, for goodness sake, use a whiteboard. If you love lists, use a basic notes app. Build the system that works for your brain, not the one some guru tells you that you should be using. And here's a massive trap, which brings us to L, low maintenance. You should not be spending more time organizing your tasks than actually doing them. I mean, come on. If managing your system feels like a part-time job, it's failing you. Period.
And finally, let's just be real for a second. That's E, easily recoverable. You are going to fall off the wagon. It's not an if, it's a when. Life will get in the way. A great system knows this. It doesn't judge you. It makes it ridiculously easy to jump right back in after a day or even a whole week of chaos.
Okay, so those are the rules. But what does this actually look like? What are the practical, must-have parts of a system that's built this way? Well, it really just comes down to 4 fundamental jobs.
Look, you just need a place to capture everything that pops into your head, a simple way to prioritize what's actually important, a clear path to taking action, and a simple rhythm to review and tweak things. That's it. Everything else is just noise.
Take prioritizing, for instance. It doesn't need to be some complicated 4-quadrant matrix. Just think with 3 simple lists. Your must-do today list, it has to be brutally short. 3 things max. These are the things that will cause genuine problems if you don't do them. Everything else gets sorted into this week or a big eventually/maybe pile. This kind of clarity is an absolute game changer.
And keeping this whole thing running shouldn't be another chore on your list. The key is a really low-effort rhythm. We're talking 2 minutes a day to glance at your priorities, 15 minutes on a Friday to plan the next week, and maybe half an hour once a month to ask, hey, is this still working for me? That's it. That's an upkeep schedule you can actually stick to.
This all sounds great, but where does someone actually begin?
Let's make it so simple it's almost impossible not to start. This week, just do these 3 things. 1. Pick one single place to capture everything. A notebook, an app, I don't care what it is. Just one. 2. Every morning, just identify your top 3 priorities. And 3, go into your calendar right now and block off 15 minutes for a weekly review. That's it. That's your foundation.
And as you start building this, never ever forget the golden rule. A good system serves you, you don't serve the system. The whole point is to make your life easier. The second it starts adding stress, the second it starts making you feel guilty, it's broken. You're the boss, not your to-do list.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. What would change for you, I mean really change, if you finally had a system that expected chaos, that planned for stress, and that was designed from the ground up to have your back when you need it most?
If you loved this content, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And please make sure you click like on this video and subscribe to our channel for more. Thanks for watching.